From the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shah Peerally Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastakal, Namaskar to all the listeners. This is attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, and today we are live. It's January 26, 2017, and I have Franco on the board with me. And before I start, I wanted to apologize for last week. We had a power surge and my entire phone and network went down and I couldn't continue with the show, so I apologize for that. And today we have a lot to talk about, and we are going to cover a little bit what has happened in the past 1 week, which is really kind of intriguing. And of course, it was expected, but it really was not expected to move that fast. But lots of bad news, but let us kind of make an order before I take callers, which you will be able to call the studio line 408-912-5565. Again, this is attorney Shah Peerally. I wanted to mention everything again. What I'm going to tell you is my opinion only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. I know I'm repeating that, but I have to give that disclaimer. So first of all, now since we have a new president, President Trump, a lot of things are moving really fast on his side. After I tell you kind of a recap what he has covered in his executive orders, we should call it, basically using the same tool President Obama used to give a lot of rights to immigrants. He's using that now as a weapon, basically, quote unquote, to pretty much kind of crack down on immigration. Number one, he has a recap which basically came from AILA, American Immigration Lawyers Association. First of all, everything is about border security. Not everything. The first part is border security. His goal is one, to build the wall, the famous wall between Mexico and the United States. And the second one is catch and release. There's a rule when they catch people at the border where they release them sometimes. So at this point, they're going to make a decision how to release them. And he's going to address the Central American border crisis. And he's also going to increase the number of CBP officers, and he's going to address asylum fraud. This is a big thing because a lot of people just file asylum thinking that it's an easy thing. So anybody who commits fraud, they're going to be punished severely now, and they're going to give access to federal and to border security, which is another thing new. And he wants to coordinate with local agencies on border enforcement. That means basically he wants the state to participate in immigration enforcement, which is something many states have refused to do, but now he's going to force them to do it. And then he's going to have border prosecutions, example, Operation Streamline. And then he wants transparency and statistic aid given to Mexico. And many of them doesn't really affect our listeners, but at the end of the day, the main thing that we are looking at is that everything he promised to do, it seems like he's going to go forward and do it. And that's kind of the scary part, because there are a lot of other things he mentioned which he has not yet taken action on, but we're expecting it to happen. Now he's talking about interior enforcement. Interior enforcement, you are talking about the sanctuary cities. Like San Francisco is a sanctuary city where basically people who are undocumented are kind of protected. He's going to punish cities who are doing that, and many cities are saying bring it on, they will fight back. But the question is that how much can they fight back? Now they're going to give priorities to ICE enforcement power. That means ICE, which is the Immigration Custom Enforcement, they are really going to become a policing force. That means arresting and pretty much on every small thing, which is the scary part for many people who are green card holders or who are undocumented or who are on student visas, H-1B, etc. and he's going to also increase the number of ICE or ERO officers, and also he's going to helping victims of crime by illegal aliens, and so people who are that's the part which is kind of a little bit tricky, but we're not going to discuss that. He's going to find illegal immigrants, so he's going to ask them for money, of course. So now the other thing that he's going to do is visa screening, refugee admissions. He's going to stop most refugees coming from Syria and other countries. He's going to block them unless they can prove that they are fleeing religious persecution. That means unless the majority in that country is another religion persecuting the minority, they're not going to give. So, for example, in countries like Syria, where majorities are Muslim, the Muslims will not be able to ask refugee status. But if you're other religion, you will be able to do that. So pretty much, it's a quote unquote religious based racist kind of way of looking at things. But we are just passing the message right now. He's going to ban entry for at least 30 days for people coming from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen. That means even if you got a visa, they will take away your visa if you're from one of those countries. And it's only right now it's only 30 days, but it might be longer. Then he's going to screen all immigrants for benefits. So any immigrants who come here and starting taking benefits will kind of be punished. So the question is that what is he talking about here in terms of benefits? Are we talking medical? Are we talking Medicare? We need to look into that. Then they will have an exit system, biometric for entry and exit system. This is something when you leave the United States, they usually don't do biometric on you, but when you enter, they do. In this case, they will do also when you leave. They will suspend all visa interview waiver program. That means everybody, as you know, many countries like Europe, where they can pretty much come here and at the airport they get a visa, they are going to suspend that. So all this is kind of so much right now that it's kind of hard for most people to assimilate. But at the end of the day, another thing which is very scary is those enforcement priorities that he's talking about. So people who are under 21282 criminal and related inadmissibility grounds, they will be persecuted, and ultimately they will be placed in deportation without really waiting on them. So at this point, it's very hard to really predict how things will unfold. Many of the things that he's been passing in the executive power might be challenged in court because of the way it's being passed, and also because there will be a system where they will clog the immigration court. Because we already have also the other rule he passed: no more federal employees. He's not going to hire more in federal, so how is he going to deal with the judges system? So now the other option he might look at is expedited removal, which is going to be another problem because it will have a constitutional issue probably on this. So now the question: how many fights are we going to see? How many people are just going to leave because they don't want to fight? So a lot of questions out there. And if you have any questions, of course, not on this matter really, because I'm trying to grasp over it too, just like you, but as much as I can, I will. And if you have questions on immigration law and on also adjustment of status and you name it on immigration, H1B and L1, etc., please feel free to call the studio line. It's 408-912-5565. Or if you want a consultation with me at the office, right now I'm doing only phone consultation, but you can call 510-742-5887. Just to let you know, if you're calling the office, it's going to be a paid consultation, but if you call the radio, I can give you a quick general answer if you have any questions. So, Franco, I don't know if I have any callers right now, so I'll be taking the callers as soon as they come. The number to call is 408-912-5565. So, going back until we get the callers on, I want to now the question is what is next? Things are unfolding so fast. and he is already kind of passing the rules. So let me take a caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. I'm Madhvi here.
Hi.
Thanks for taking my call. Yeah,
You're welcome.
I had a question regarding the H4 EAD.
Hmm. Yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so my question was I have been hearing some rumors regarding now that Trump is in action. Is there a chance of H4 EAD being cancelled in any time in the near future?
The answer is yes and a little bit no because the chances of it being cancelled is pretty high. I'm going to be honest with you,
Okay.
but immediately that's a question because he might have to go to the rule making process just the same way we did to get the H4 EAD to reverse
Mhm.
it, and that might take at least maybe 1 year or so unless he gets it done fast. But so
Okay.
far right now they have not he has not really put focus on that, so let's hope he stays out of this because we want the H4EAD to be still be here. So yeah, to answer your question simple, yeah, it's not just a rumor. There's a big chance he will try to take it down.
Okay.
Now the question
Oh,
how he does it and how long it takes is it might take some time for this one, but hopefully we will fight back and see how things work. Okay? Okay?
okay.
Good luck to
Okay.
you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Good luck. You're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. This is Sunil here, and
Hi,
thanks for
Sunil.
the providing to community.
You're
I have
welcome, sir.
I have a question regarding the H4 EAD.
Hmm.
I actually I shifted to another company this October. I got a new end date. I mean the H1 end date, like
Hmm.
2019. And
Hmm.
from the previous company, I had, I mean, H1 till next year, and that is when my wife's H4 EAD is expiring.
Hmm.
So after moving to a new company, she got the H4 extension, but she did not apply for the new H4 EAD. I mean,
Hmm.
is it good to apply for the new H4 EAD so that we can actually get the new date on that H4 EAD
When
card?
when is the EAD expiring?
It is next year, 2018 February.
Yeah, it's too early to apply. You can only apply 120 days before it expires. So you cannot apply now. So you have to continue on the same one right now until 120 days before it expires. Then you can go ahead and file for an extension. If the H4 EAD is still there, you should be able to get an extension. But right now you cannot file it. It's too early. Okay?
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Sharper. You're live on air.
Hi, my name is Arun. I have a couple of questions regarding these executive orders.
Yes,
So my
go
first
ahead,
question
sir.
is, how do you think this would impact green card processing for those who have already applied? And my second question is, my priority date is like 2012 November, and when do you think it can become current? I'll take the
Okay,
answer
number.
offline.
Okay, thank you. Well, number one, I don't. He has not really mentioned this right now. His priority is on all those issues I mentioned earlier. But ultimately, depending how his troops are going to look at green card, he might put more delay on the green card than we expected, or he might say, you know what, we're just going to clear all the people, so and not take new ones. Then that might be the solution. So we don't know really how he's going to treat those because he has not really mentioned this at any time. But knowing him, it seems like it won't get better. So now, second time for 2012 priority date, I'm not expecting it to reach 2012 soon. Probably until 2 3 years more, if it continues the same trend. Unless we are lucky, we see a jump. But right now, there's not much hope that we can expect because he's busy cutting immigrants. So any good reasons to do that, they will do it. So I'm not saying just give up right now. Let us see how things unfolds in the next 6 months. We will have a better idea. But right now, the trend will continue the same. So we're expecting it will move to maybe a little bit 3 months, but not that much. So just hanging there and let's hope things get better. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello. I'm getting so many calls at the same time. Go ahead. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hello, Mr. Shah. My name is Sharma. I have a
Hi,
quick
Sharma.
question.
Yes,
So, this is regarding one of my friends. He has a H1 with a company, and that is being sent to renewal. The renewal is actually stuck there, and they sent a RFE, and now he is getting an offer from another company. So is it possible to take the offer now with the H1 stuck like that, or does he have to wait so that the H1 gets through the renewal process and then the transfer can happen?
Yeah. What you're talking about is a pending extension, and he gets another offer. He should be able to do a transfer without waiting on that. However, what the USCIS might do, once it's approved, they might not give an I-94. So he might have to leave the country and come back to get a new I-94. So what they will allow is moving to a new company, but they won't give the full I-94 on the bottom. So yeah, it is doable, but it's not recommended. Plus, he probably will have to leave the country to get the final stamp, the I-94. So, yeah, he can transfer though, because within the transfer he can include a new extension. Okay?
Extension. I see. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you. Let me take another call, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. This is Vijay. Thank you for the show. Just have a quick question. So the question here is, looking at the situation now, I'm actually planning to travel to India for my stamping, and I have my employer, middle vendor, client, and then client. So I just want to know, get your suggestion, is it good to travel at this time for stamping for my H1B?
Yes and no, because again, I'm answering yes and no, because yes, because they have not really implemented more severe rules as long as you meet all the requirements. But no, at the same time, especially if the end client is not backing you on the end client letter.
Yeah, they said they will provide me with a client letter, everything. All three of them said they would provide me with a letter that I'm working with them and my employer owns my responsibility and everything. That's what I was told.
And do you have any kind of criminal background, any issues with the law?
Nothing.
Okay. Then you should be okay, but do it fast before things get transited more, because already
I planned to go stamping on Feb 16th. That was a earlier date available for me, so I took that.
Yeah, he has not really targeted H1B stamping right now. He's been targeting new H1Bs, and I think he has a lot on his plate just with those few executive orders. I think he paused those to please the crowd. So now the question, will he go forward with the rest of his plans? But he has not really mentioned to give up on people who already have the H1B. So at this point in time, I'll be lying to you if I tell you it's more risky than before. But yes, there are uncertainties that might happen in the next 2 weeks we don't know about. But until then, you're still good to go for stamping, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, good luck to you. So let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, sir. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
I was working with a company in India. Let's say the company is EA, and I'm transferred to USA on H1B visa through deputation in 2014, and the visa is valid until 2016. But after working for a year with company A, I joined another company B. Both are full-time opportunities. And the company B did an H extension, which was until 2017 August. I never traveled to India until to date. But I'm planning to travel in this year May. But my company, because the current company, the H1B extension is getting over in August, they are going to do new H1 extension in April. I'm planning to do it in premium. But the start date on that will be starting from September 1st, 2017. So if I travel to India, I came to know that I need to attend the visa stamping with both the current H extension, which is until August of this year, and the new extension, which starts from September 1st of 2017. So my doubt is, am I going to get the visa until the end of the extension, the new extension that I'll get, and will I face any problems during stamping?
Well, that's a lot of questions, but to answer you shortly, usually whatever the new extension is what you're going to get the stamp on, but it's at their discretion. They can give it less. Now, getting problem at stamping, based on what you tell me, I don't think you will have problems on stamping, but you might have other problems. Of course, the same of problems I was discussing earlier. But usually, most of the time, they will give you a visa stamp which is attached to the latest extension, as long as the extension has been approved at the time when you go for the stamping. Okay.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the call for a long time, so I haven't heard what's the other problems are. So I'm working for a well-known, reputed USA company. So is it like, from my end, like the job and everything is good, but still do you think I might face some problems because of two extensions and all that?
No, that's not a problem. You have extensions on one and the other. You just pick the one which is the new company and then press the new extension. This is usually not a problem because there's no lapse on that. But problems can be different now with the new administration, like I said. But from what you told me, I think you should be fine as long as the company that you're giving the 7974 is confirming your job. You should be okay to go forward for your stamping. But really guessing if there will be any problem is very hard because nobody can do that right now until we know exactly where Trump stands on all the issues.
Okay. So one last question. So technically, I should get the visa until the new extension that I get, which will be valid from September of this year. So I need to remind the VO officer that they need to give visa until the new extension, or
yeah, when you give to the officer, show them that. It will be their decision which one they give you, but usually they will give you the one which is longer because technically if you don't have 6 months on the 797, they won't give you the visa. Since if you go in May for stamping, it will be only 3 months to August. They will probably not give you on that one. They will use the new one themselves. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate all your answers. But this is a generic question, so it doesn't take much of your brain.
No problem.
The big question is so given this new administration and everything and all, it would be better to understand what are the circumstances can an immigrant can be deported, immigrant citizen can be deported, or an immigrant, a green card holder can be deported. Could you please explain?
Okay. All of them can be deportable until you become a citizen. Even a citizen, if they take the citizenship away, they can deport you. But they won't just deport you like that. You have to have violated some laws now or in the past. Then, for example, if someone has, this is where nobody really knows the answer because he say any criminal offense deportable. So the question is that sometimes we get waivers and things like that and people are able to stay. So even a green card holder can be deported. That happens all the time because until you become a citizen, you are not really a stronghold in the U.S. But he's not saying he's going to just deport everybody in mass. What he's saying is that anybody who commits certain crimes, he's not going to forgive them because we used to have ways to get forgiveness, etc. Then we ultimately. But you have to be still inadmissible or deportable. That's a different issue because all laws have not changed. It will still stay the same. So now the question is that he's saying a lot of things, but are those things that in practical terms he can implement? Now we have to wait and see. But he's going to be very strict on even a small minor problem. They might use that against people, even green card holders. So nobody's really safe, and even citizens who have issues prior to citizenship, and they find out they can take citizenship away. So, but people who have been citizens, it will be harder. But up to green card, yes, they can deport you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
You're welcome. And thank you for your kind words. So I think we're still having a lot of callers. And just to let people know, if in case something happened like last week or any other issues, and or you want to discuss your case with a consultation, feel free to call our office 510-742-5887. And Franco is giving me a sign that the callers are still coming, and I expected that because of all the issues. So go ahead, Franco. Let me take some more callers. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Shah Peerally, you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, this is Arun. I have a question. So I work for an MNC in Bay Area, and my priority date is August 2013. I have a proposal to move out of the Bay Area to Texas because I cannot afford to buy a home here. So when I consulted my attorney, all those things, so they told that you have to go through all the permanent I-140 again. So I was consulting other attorneys also to take second opinion. They told that it is possible, like you can come back when you do the adjustment of status, like just go 3-4 years there. Anyway, the date won't be current by the time for next 3-4 years. So is this what do you suggest? Like, should we go through the whole perm again and I-140 again, or the chance of me going back and come at the state of adjustment of status for 6 months or 1 year and take my green card and move then permanently again? So I would like to take your advice and comments on it.
Well, this is the thing. If you still have work in the Bay Area and you're moving back, then just wait when the adjustment of status time is ready, you come back here. If not, then you're not planning to come back here, or there will be no work for you in the near future in 3-4 years, then it's good to start the process where you're moving to. The old I-140 will still be there. You can still use it.
Keep that position, but that's a future position, right? Like for the green card, whichever we applied. So that is there. I mean, that will be there when I come back. So managers and all, like, they can substantiate.
Your phone is cutting off. I don't know if it is my phone or my system, but I cannot really hear you completely. But just to answer your previous question, yes, you can do both ways. But make sure that if you have to come back, there's work for you in that original place when they file the I-140. Otherwise, it's better to file a new one. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in air.
Hello.
Hello, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Actually, I have a question regarding the green card process. Actually, my labor has been applied, and usually the employer does not give you the application number, but from the public DOL's website you can check like your application is approved. But when I checked with my lawyer, they are keep saying your application is not approved, and we don't have any communication from DOL. So it is more than a month. So I wanted to know, like, what is the process? Is there DOL send some physical notice to the lawyer, or what is going wrong? Help.
Okay, so when you check on the labor, it's for a labor certification, right?
Yeah.
It says it's certified online?
Yes.
Okay, then usually once they say that, they will send a package for the original certification of the labor to the lawyer.
Okay.
So usually when you see that, that means it's approved, it's certified. But I don't know why your lawyer is probably telling you he didn't get anything physical. So until he gets it, he doesn't want to confirm the approval. So usually after like 1 week or 2 weeks later, after you see this, a copy of the original labor certification, ETA 9089, will go to the lawyer with a certification signature. So check with your lawyer and find out on that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, man. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let me take another call. I'm so sorry. I'm still having some technical issues to hear, but as much as possible, I'll try my best to answer. So go ahead. Franco, do we have more callers? This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah.
Hi.
Able to hear me? Yeah, I'm Madhvi here again. Yeah, I had a question regarding the green card. Our priority date is January 2011. So how soon do you expect it to be current so that we can get our EADs?
Well, I don't know if Trump will keep the system of visa built in, but you have two charts. But if he keeps that, maybe in 2 years you will get a thing. But like I was mentioning before, I think it's going to be maybe 2 years also it will become current for your dates. But right now he has not indicated anything on this priority date that we can really kind of predict. If it stays the same like under Obama, it's going to be 2 years to 3 years. If not, then it might go faster if he decides to kind of release most people, or it might go slower. So right now at this point it's 2 to 3 years. So just hang in there and wait for the date, okay?
Okay, and the recent EO that Trump has signed, is the advance parole cancelled? Is that applicable for the I-765?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. What did you say?
I just saw some news yesterday that Trump has signed an EO and the advance parole has been cancelled. So is that so? Is that the information correct?
It might be right, but I don't have all of them right now in front of me. I've been so much focused in so many of them, but I've not seen really. I think it was advanced parole for some kind of visa from adjustment of status. But let me look more into that, and I'll probably post it on my website or let you know. But from the list I've seen, I have not gotten details because there were so many calls since the past 3 days. I've been doing back-to-back this consultation. But this is a good question. Let me double check. I will announce it on the radio or put it on YouTube or on my website. Okay?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Good luck to you. You're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, my name is Omama Ibrahim, and I have a question regarding the green card. So my mom, she came in 2015 here, and she applied for my brother. He was over 21, and it's going to be 2 years this year in July, and his I-130 hasn't been approved yet. So I wanted to know how much longer it's going to take.
For I-130, you cannot really control it. You can call the USCIS. Usually I-130 is approved within 1 year, but some of the cases it can take 3-4 years also. Now, sometimes it takes 10 years. I've seen cases. So, because anyway, even the I-130 gets approved, he still have to wait in the line for another 5-6 years. So, at this point, you can call the USCIS, the 800 number, and they will give you an update on the case.
Oh, we actually did. They said they will approve it when the visa will be available. So once they will approve at the time when the visa will be available, and you can just whatever the process is at the National Visa Center.
Yeah, sometimes they do that, but it's very rare. But it takes usually now that 6 years to 8 years. So there's no way to really tell about the I-130. But I-130 gets approved first, usually within 1 or 2 years. Then you have to wait for the visa. It's not the other way around. So you might want to have your mom contact a congressman and see if they can unlock it for you. Okay?
Okay. So I mean, even if we're unmarried, it's 8 years. I thought it was like 3 to 4 years. Because
but
when we
21,
called them,
right?
they said 3 to 4 years.
He's above 21, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, then it's still around 5 to 8 years, depending on the country.
5 to 8 years?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no real exact time on this. It keeps moving back and forth.
Oh.
Okay?
Oh,
and
okay.
if he cannot get married, okay? If he gets married, the petition is cancelled automatically.
So it will cancel automatically. Then my mom has to wait until she becomes a citizen, and then she can apply
and
for
then
him.
they file. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank
Good
you
luck
for
to
your
you. Bye bye. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Okay, so we had a lot of callers, I think, Franco, and we had a lot of topics to discuss, but things are getting really kind of out of control for some people, and a lot of people are very fearful. Will they be deported? Will they be affected? Unfortunately, there's only so many answers I can give, and people are also spreading a lot of rumors when there's not real information out there. So we need to make sure that we get the right information. And as I'm getting them and distilling them one by one, some I might miss, so I apologize for that because it's the first time we get a like quote unquote a tsunami of changes in 1 week. So I've never really seen that. I've seen changes over time, but in this case we're getting into so it's not really possible if we don't do things right. So I want you to know that right now there's no need to panic, but at the same time make sure you take all your precautions. So it's not that straightforward to answer everybody because as much as I can rely on the old law, I cannot really predict what Trump will do in the next few months. So I can only look at what he has said and what is legal, possibly or not possible. That's a question of law. So please bear with us. I have another caller, I think, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Hi, Shah. This is Rajesh. I had a quick question.
Hi, Rajesh.
Rule which was passed on January 17th, where if the I-140 is approved and more than 180 days valid, it cannot be revoked or auto-cancelled by if the employer goes out of business, all those cases. There's the 60 days grace period. So do you think that since it went through the rule making, this rule would stay or the new administration can take even that out of the question? And by the way, thank you for the great show and really appreciate for all the responses.
Oh, thank you for your kind words. Unfortunately, he's going to probably take it as a matter of ego for at least, because the problem is, anything that was passed pretty much through that executive order of Obama, even though through the rulemaking process, will be in jeopardy. Now, the question how he does that is another issue. Because he might have to go to the rulemaking process, but it's easier for him to take those down. So unfortunately, you can rely on it now, but down the road you might not be able to rely on it. So let's see again within the next 100 days, like we say, the rule is 100 days, what will happen. So we will try our best to analyze as much as we can. Unfortunately, there's no exact answer for anybody on any of those. So I'm sad because Obama did so much. That's one thing that people have to know. A lot of people were complaining about Obama. I personally did complain, but at the same time, he did probably more than any president for immigrants since I became a lawyer, as far as I know. So probably since Reagan when they passed the amnesty. So it's not something it's sad because a lot of those rules that he made for the better, it might now be reversed. But again, like I said, Trump is very busy right now with a bunch of stuff, and he probably will get a bunch of lawsuits hitting him soon. So we'll see how much it will tone him down, or will that embolden him if he wins in court to pass more and more strict rules. Right now, I think he's in a war with Mexico, and most of the rules are entirely against, unfortunately, Mexico. But at the same time, he might be busy there. But let us wait and see. It all depends on his administration, how they're going to deal with it. Good luck to all of you on that. So let me take another caller, Franco, if you have. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm currently in my STEM OPT extension, which is valid till October 2017. And my company is applying for my H-1B in premium processing. If I want to go to in India in May and come back, is it advisable to go in May?
No, this is the thing. If you have your OPT, when is your OPT expiring, you said?
It's my 17th month is expiring in October, and I have an additional 7 months, which is valid till May 2018.
Okay, so if you go in May, you won't be able to come back until your H1B is approved.
My company is suggesting something as counselor processing. Even then, is it not advisable to go in May?
No, your H1B is your F1 is expiring, OPT extension stamp, and in May 2017, right?
Sorry, it's May 2018.
Okay, and you want to leave in May 2017, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, you can come back. Usually under the if you have a F1 stamp, that's not a problem. Then wait for the H1B to be approved. I thought you were leaving in May 2018. So no, you should be okay, provided they don't take away the stamp roll. That's another issue. But yeah, you should be fine right now. Okay.
Since my company is applying in premium, if I get to know my H1B is rejected by that time, still there'll not be any problem, right?
No, because you still have your F1 visa. You're coming back on F1, not on H1, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're fine. The OPT is attached to the F1, so you should be fine. Okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. Provided, of course, the law doesn't change. So I'm saying that on every case now because laws are changing on every day right now with Trump. So we have to be ready for that. Okay? So let me take okay, so we don't have more callers, and I think Amit is going to call in a few minutes, Franco. But before I move on now, I know a lot of things are happening in immigration, and it's very stressful. But also a lot of people are getting panicky, and they have debts on their head because they're scared of losing their job as immigrants, etc. And they have used their credit cards, and now they feel like they cannot pay, for example. We can help them in settling those debts. If you need help on those, give us a call at 510-742-5887. The house market is still okay, so unless if your house is going underwater, you have a second mortgage and you need help on those too, please go ahead and contact us again. We have a different department. It's called yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Please check it. And if you need help with credit cards, second mortgages, any debts, we can help you. Especially now with things going really, how to put it, really in a direction where people don't know what is happening. So some people are deciding to move back to India, move back to their country, or some other people are worried and they have taken a lot of debts and now they cannot pay it. We can still help them. So I just advise you, if you need help, give us a call. We will be glad to help you. So now we talk a lot about what's happening with Trump executive powers. We are expecting a lot of changes. So one piece of advice, which is not really an advice on the radio, it's more like an informational. Make sure you're not cutting corners on anything. I repeat that. Make sure you don't cutting corners, because many times people are so panicky that they will jump on any visa or lie about things so much that it will backfire on you. With Trump now, if it is found out that you lied to any federal agency, he says he's going to punish those people really dearly. So make sure, because if you start putting criminal charges on people, you will not only lose your status or your green card, but you will end up in custody. So you need to be very, very careful. And as lawyers, we can only advise so much. Sometimes people will call and ask, should I say that? Should I say that? I cannot tell you what to say, but we can tell you what is the law, and make sure you're telling the truth. It's better not to speak if you're not, rather than tell a lie. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all best of luck. Anything I told you today is my opinion. It was not really enough to talk more about what's happening, and I'm pretty sure next week when I come back there will be more, unfortunately probably bad news. I'm hoping for some good news, but hey, the fight goes on. We cannot give up, And for those, don't panic if you're out there. I wish you best of luck. And again, it's my opinion. You should not refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The number to our office 510-742-5887 or attorneyonair.com. All the best. Good luck. Thank you, Franco. And I think I have Amit on the Amit, are you there?
Hey, Shah. Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Amit. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you so much for helping last week when we had all those issues.
Yep.
So good luck.